Hello again, everybody. We are going to start reading a novel, not today, but probably later in the week. And that novel is going to be The Watsons Go to Birmingham. I feel like maybe some of you mentioned having read this before. And if you did, then just like every other book we've ever read, I ask that you read along again with us to get a different perspective, to be able to lend your voice to people who are reading it and need help understanding it, but doing all of that without uh, providing any spoilers and ruining it for anybody. So, for those of you who have not had any experience with The Watsons Go to Birmingham, it is essentially a historical fiction piece, and its connection to history is the Birmingham, Alabama Baptist church bombings in 1963, and that is a part of the book later on in the book after we really get to know the family that the fiction part of the book centers on. So anyway, to get started, we're going to look at a little background piece to give us a sense of what a very general background of what happened with the church bombings and the fallout and the reactions to the church bombings in Birmingham were. So we at least get your mind around what it is the people in the story are dealing with and what they're looking at. So what you're going to do today is, after you're done watching the video, is to read this article, the 16th Street church bombing, Baptist church bombing article. You're going to read the article like every article we've read on Common Lit. There are a series of guided reading questions that will appear throughout the story. Again, that you will see on your page, which I can't really show you here. You'll notice it's not a particularly long article. After you're done reading the article and answering the guided reading questions, then you're going to move on to the assessment questions. There are 6 assessment questions, 5 multiple choice questions, and 1 short answer question. Make sure you answer all of these, and after you answer the 6th question, make sure that you hit save and next and then submit assignment. It will not turn it in until you hit submit assessment or submit assignment after you hit save and next after the last question. So the other thing that I want you to do after you've read the article is to have a reaction to it, short reactions. And the way I want you to do that is through a Google form. But what I really want you to do is look at this choice board. And this is something that we're going to use while we're reading the novel. So I really want you to get used to understanding how to use it and what it looks like. There are 12 options for you to pick from, and each of those comes with 3 bullet points. These are sentence starters, they're idea starters. When you're struggling with ways to react to something or respond to something, we use these to help us jumpstart, right? To help us jumpstart our ideas. So, for instance, maybe you have a question about something you just read. Maybe you're going to have a question about the article. And so you would say, I wonder why, and then you explain to us what you'd wonder. I wonder why the case was closed before they made any arrests. I wonder why so much of the evidence was damaged. Or how come this happened? How come no arrests were made? And again, each of these boxes allows you to do a different thing in terms of reacting to the story. Predict something, visualize something, have an image about what happened in a reaction to that through some imagery. Summarizing it. 4 and 6 both allow you to have some sort of connection and with something that happened in the story or something that happened to somebody in the story. Number 7 gives you a sense to demonstrate something maybe you learned or something you may know from the piece of reading. Boxes 8 and 9, I think, all deal with you potentially struggling with the article or whatever piece that we're reading and be able to express that it's just something you didn't understand and you might need some help understanding it. Number 10 is about revising meaning, is about maybe coming to some understanding, having first had some issues with the piece and then realizing afterwards maybe you did understand it better than you thought you did. And then boxes 11 and 12 are about evaluation, about being able to say, I like this. I thought they did this very well. I really connected with this piece. Or I really connected with this piece. And being able to show those things. So again, step 1, reading the article, answering the assessment questions. Step 2 is going to be filling out this Google form with reactions to the article. In this case, I'm looking for just 2 reactions. And when I say reactions, what I want you to do and what these directions right here explain is to identify 2 bullet points from any of these 12 boxes. The 2 bullet points can be from the same box, but it's likely they may be from different ones. So there's 36 choices, you're picking 2, and you are going to come to this form. You're going to hit your last name, your first name. You're going to hit the drop-down menu here and pick which block you're in. And then you are going to first tell me which box from the choice board you chose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through 12. And then you are going to give me your reaction. These are sentences. Remember, these boxes provide you with sentence starters. You're basically completing the sentence, like finish the idea. So your reaction really is only a sentence, maybe 2. I'm going to want you to do that twice. So what's your first reaction? Maybe you picked box 1 and said, I wonder why. And then in the form, you're going to choose box 1, and then you would type, I wonder why no arrests were made before the case was closed. Simple. Simple as that. You're going to come down to the second box, and you're going to say, oh, I think I'm going to pick box, number, we'll say 1. And, you look at box 1, and you say, again, how come, which again, if you look at the box, is exactly taken from here. How come the evidence was unable to be recovered? Next question. And when you scroll down and you submit. And this time, I think I clicked off the right boxes so you could get a reply with your answers. I know I totally blew that with the short story. So I hope this was clear. I hope this cleared this up. Again, step 1, read the article, answer the assessment questions. Step 2, look over the choice board. Look for ways which you might want to react to the article, and then come to the Google form, go through the Google form, and fill in each section with your 2 reactions. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, and I'll get back to you hopefully as soon as I get it, and try and clear anything up. Hope to see you soon.